Hello everyone and welcome back to Lucky Loaders 15, where I'll be giving you just a one tip for tomorrow's horse racing action, which will be my nap, which will come from the meeting at Aintree. Now before I get stuck into that, I quickly just want to apologise for our poor performance today. None of our selections were able to get competitive at all, which was really frustrating. It all started with the Hollow Ginge, who unshipped Jamie Bargery at Kelso, so that was really disappointing there. And in the end, I think nearly half the field were either unseated or fell in that race. It was quite a messy race, so yeah, that was a little bit annoying there. Then our nap, Wembley, was a non-runner, so we never got to see how he would perform. And then away from that, our Longshot Champagne Court was well backed, but in the end ultimately failed to stay. Was up there for a long way throughout the race, but then in the closing stages just got really tired and faded out of things. And then elsewhere as well, Cobra de Mai, again a horse that was always well fancied in the market throughout the day, had obvious chances on paper. He looked well handicapped, he probably needed that run last time out. He had some fair form at the course, and in the end he just wasn't in the mood at all today. And it was a great top weight carrying performance by Frodon, who I ultimately think, I didn't think he would stay the 3 miles. I know he's won over that trip before, but first time out under a huge weight, I just thought he wouldn't stay. But it was a great ride by Bryony and a very good performance from him, but I don't think it was maybe the strongest race on paper. So yeah, Cobra de Mai, very disappointing. Didn't live up to market expectations at all. Then our other selection of the day was Chate for Alan King, and he was actually quite well fancied too. There was a bit of money around for him. We put him up at 11 to 1 each way. I think he went off around about 7 to 1 in the end, so it was a little bit of a frustrating day today. I think maybe the ground definitely had a part to play in it. It's got very soft today in quite a few of the tracks, so a bit more softer than I think they originally thought, so maybe that's had something to do with things. But like I said, it's just been a really frustrating day, and a lot of our horses weren't able to live up to their market expectations and at least give us a decent run for our money. So yeah, very frustrating today, but fingers crossed we can turn it around tomorrow. And I've only got the one tip tomorrow. I only fancied one horse, but I really do fancy this one to be there or thereabouts tomorrow, and I'll be disappointed if he couldn't go very close. And my nap tomorrow is going to come in the 157 at Aintree in the Old Roan Chase, where I'm going to be going with a horse here called Crievehill for Nigel and Sam Twiston-Davies in the colours of the Highclere Thoroughbred group. And this horse, Crievehill, you can currently back him at 16 to 1 at the moment, and I'm going to recommend an each way selection. You can currently get 4 places on offer, which are with the likes of Betfair and also as well Boyle Sports, so shop around if you can. And I think this horse tomorrow should be really half the price than he currently is. I could definitely see there maybe being a bit of money for him, and if I was pricing him up, I probably would have had him around about an 8 to 1 chance. Now Crievehill, I actually spoke about his chances on the In the Saddle podcast for this race, because I really think the time to catch him is on his first couple of runs of the season. And last year he really did take a major step forward. He absolutely bolted up on Wetherby on his first start of the season, and then he followed that up again by winning comprehensively at Haydock. He's a horse that likes to get on with things. He's a front runner. He likes to jump the fences out in front and really set a good tempo going. And if he can get an easy lead in this field tomorrow, I think he might be able to bully them. We know he can stay further as well. He's effective over 2.5 miles and 3 miles. He won 3 miles over at Haydock and 2.5 on his seasonal reappearance last year at Wetherby. So we know he can go well fresh, and he can stay potentially a little bit further, and he might be able to use his stamina to really good effect in this race tomorrow. And also as well, he's very versatile on the ground. He's won on good ground, he's won with a bit of cut in the ground, so there should be no problems really tomorrow. I know he put in a couple of blank efforts towards the end of last season, but I think once he's had a few runs, he's normally past his peak of the season. So I think you can forgive him those runs, and he's been dropped a couple of pounds. He is going to have to run a career best to win this tomorrow, but I think he's more than capable of doing that. He's now off a mark of 152. And I think on his very best form, he is capable of defying that mark. And Nigel Twiston-Davies' team as well, they often do very well at this time of year. This is normally the time to catch him, October and November. He always gets his horses normally really fit. Also, Nigel Twiston-Davies was a trainer of our winning that last week. You might remember with Locker Room Talk. So I think there's a lot of things in this horse's favour tomorrow. I don't really fancy the likes of Itchy Feet. I think he'll need the run, and Ollie Murphy as well. You might remember if you saw some of his horses, especially at Carlisle earlier in the week, he had quite a lot of fancied runners that were quite short in the market, and a lot of them got turned over really easily. So yeah, I would be really keen to oppose Itchy Feet tomorrow. I think it's a little bit more of a wide open race than the betting gives credit for, and I think Crievehill tomorrow is a really big price runner in this field, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if he's there or thereabouts come the end of the race. And I think at 16 to 1, he's a huge price, and I'm really sweet on his chances tomorrow to run a really big race. So that's why he's going to be my nap of the day. So if you're enjoying these videos, please remember to give us a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already as well, please subscribe to my YouTube channel here at LuckyLoaders15. And if you want to follow me on Twitter as well, my handle is at LuckyLoader15. And if you want to know a little bit more about myself as well, my website is www.chrisloaderracing.co.uk. So please gamble responsibly. Hopefully we can be back in the winners enclosure tomorrow with our only selection. Please gamble responsibly, and we'll be seeing you soon.